Hello guys, welcome back to another tutorial from Team the Creator, and this tutorial I'm going to explain how and when you should export your design or UV map from CLO3D to Blender. And this is based on what you design on CLO3D. You might be using a top stitches, you might be using an embossed logo, or your design probably have like little transparency. Then I will explain which of the UV map you should export to Blender so you can get the same results you got on CLO3D. And that is what we are going to be talking about in this video. So don't forget to click on the subscribe button and also on the notification bell to get more tutorials. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is the base color map and the normal map. And on my screen here is a socks. So you can see the socks. We don't have much on this particular design. It's just normal base and normal map. And I'll explain how you can export them and bring them into Blender. So the first thing I'm going to do is to go to my UV editor to make sure that they are properly arranged on the tiles. And as you can see, they are properly arranged on the tiles. So next thing I'll do is to bake the map. I'm going to select this icon to bake the map. I'm going to create a folder or its file path. So I've actually done this before. I don't know, I mistakenly deleted the recording, so I have to do it again. So this is the socks and these are the map here, properly arranged and exported. So you have to also do the same thing. Just need to set a file name. After I do that, save it. But I'm going to cancel since I've done it before. And you have to select 0 to 1. Since you're only using one tiles, you are going to select 0 to 1 and make sure you are selecting only your diffuse and normal map. You get what I'm trying to say? Diffuse and normal map. Though you can also select your roughness map, you get, or you can drag the slider on your principal BSDF node of the roughness map. I will explain that as we move on. So when you are done with this, make sure you also set this as 4K for high quality and save your file. Very important. So I'm going to close this. The next thing I'm also going to do is to export this file as Alembic. So I'm going to export this as Alembic Ogawa. So set your file location. I've also done this before. So this is the socks and this is my file as ABC. Save your file as socks. Let me say yes. So just uncheck this diffuse map and normal map because we've already done this on your UV editor. Change this to 4K, which is 4096, and I think that's all. And then you can export it. Also make sure it is thick. You get it is thick, very important. So and that's all. And select OK. But I'm going to cancel this since I've done it before. So let's go to Blender. So what I'll do is to import the Alembic file to Blender. I'm going to select import Alembic, and I'm going to go to where I saved the socks. Let me see. Yeah, this is it. So I'm going to select sock. I'm going to select import Alembic. So we have our socks here. And the next thing I'll do is to go to my shading. I'm going to drag this a bit and go to the material preview. So this is it here. And I'm going to add a new material. Select only the principled BSDF. Ctrl Shift T. If Ctrl Shift T doesn't work for you, you need to go to your add-on and go and check the node wrangler there. So and let me go back to the socks again. So this is the texture. I'm going to select both. Hold on Shift and select both and principal BSDF. So now we have this. So this is the slider I'm talking about. So just drag your roughness to probably 0.7 something or 0.8 something. So we have this. I can see it is detailed, and the reason why it is also detailed is because the pattern on the UV tiles are large. So the larger the size of your pattern on your UV tiles, the higher you get a detailed and high quality design on or result on Blender. So this is the first part. So the second part we are going to be talking about is embossed or using a displacement map. So on this jersey design, I use a displacement map on the graphic by the chest and also the patch by the side. This is it here, and let me show you. Let me go to my graphic on my object browser and select the chest logo. So this is it. This is the displacement map, and by the patch also by the side, this is also a displacement map. So I will explain how you can export this into Blender and also apply them on Blender. So let me go to my UV editor. Very, very important. Make sure that your pattern are properly arranged on your UV tiles. So or your UV tiles. I'm right. So I'm using two tiles here because I wanted the pattern to be a bit big on the tiles and also maintain details and realism on Blender. So it's very, very important. You also need to do that. So you don't need to shrink everything into one tiles. because if you do that, you lose details and you might lose realism on Blender. So next thing I'll do is to bake my texture. I'm going to select this 4K, yes, diffuse, normal, displacement, and roughness, yes. Though you can also select roughness if you're also exporting only diffuse and normal map, very important. So let me open my file path, and as you can see, I've baked the texture here. So I'm going to cancel this. You can also do your own, and we are going to select all tiles. It's very, very important. Select all tiles since we are using more than one tile, you get. So, and select save. That's fine. So when you've saved your texture, just close it or exit anyone you want. And next thing we're going to do is to export this design or the Jesse. I'm going to select export. I'm going to go to Alembic or Gawa. As you can see, I've exported the, okay, sorry, that's not it. So this is it here. Yeah, this is the Jesse design or the Jesse Alembic file here, and you can save it as Jesse and save, yes. So we don't need the diffuse and normal map since we've exported it on the UV editor. Make sure you change this also to 4K, since you also use 4K in exporting the design or the UV map on your UV editor, and tick yes. I think that's all, and you check your unified UV, yeah, fine, and select OK. I'm going to cancel this. So we're going to go to Blender to apply this map on the design. So let's import our design. Select file, select import, and let's go to Alembic, yes. I'm going to scroll down, Jesse, yes, and let's go to the shader or the shading, sorry, anyone, F, material preview, yep, and bra, and add a new texture or shader, Ctrl Shift T, and we're going to go to the Jesse aspect, Jesse design. Make sure you change this to name, which is better, and select all of them, yes. Select the first one, hold on shift and select the last one, and select the principled BSTF. Then we need to now start arranging everything properly. So I'm going to select the base color node, and select, hold on shift and select both. That's the diffuse, and select open. So we have this. I'm going to select the roughness also. Where is the roughness? 1, 2. So because we've added the roughness map, or we exported the roughness map from CLO3D, we don't need to drag it here or drag the slider here. You get what I'm trying to say? That's what I'm trying to explain in the first export we did. Okay, and you need to change this to non-color, the color space to non-color. So the rest are going to be non-color for color space, because it's going to switch to sRGB. So, and this is the displacement map 1, 2, yes, and change this to non-color. Go again, normal map 1, 2, and change this to non-color. So we have this. I can see our Jesse is detailed because I use multiple map, yeah, coming. So you can see it's also embossed by the chest side, you can see. So can you see this? So we are good to go. So let's move to transparency, or should I call it opacity, on CLO3D to Blender. So this is a female design from my friend Rookie, and you can see that this design, it has a transparency where the top stitches are applied. You can see this. So I'm going to explain how you can export this design into Blender and also maintain this transparency on the design. So make sure, as usual, your UV map is properly arranged, and you can see I even used 4 here. The previous one I used 2, now I'm using 4, so you can use as many as you want. So let's bake our texture. I'm going to select this, and we're going to select all tiles. I'm going to select opacity. You get, I think I will also do 2 things here. And I'm going to also select metalness. The reason why I'm selecting metalness is because of the top stitches. It's because of the top stitches. That's why I'm selecting metalness. So when you're using top stitches like metal top stitches or silver, anything you get, you have to make sure you use or you check in your metalness. It's very, very important. So I'm going to be doing 2 things here now. So there's one thing that is useless here, which is the opacity, and I'll tell you why it is useless. So but I'll still export it so I can show you what I'm saying. So I'm going to select the saving part, and I'm going to create another folder. This one I've not done it before, so and let's select let me just select female design. Yep. And open the folder and female design. I'm going to select save. I'm going to select all tiles here, 4K, very important, blah 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 blah. Yep, save. So we are done with baking our texture. I'm going to just exit this and export the CLO design as Alembic. So I'm going to select export Alembic Ogawa, and go back to this, I think, and the female design. Yes, let me just save it as female design. Yeah. So we don't need this. Let me just set this to 4K, 4096. Hey, what's that? 4096. Why am I making errors? 4096. Yep. And yeah, we are good to go. And select OK. Yeah, tick. Yep. Yeah. So we are done exporting the design as Alembic. So let's go to Blender. So let me import the design into Blender. I'm going to select file and select import. I'm going to select Alembic, and I need to scroll down. Okay, let me just select this and go to the UV. Where's the UV? Yeah, I'm going to select female design, female, and import Alembic. So we have this here. So let's go to the shading. I'm going to move this and F, drag the slider and scroll. Let's see. Then I'm going to change this into this so I can see the texture. I'm going to select a new shader and select only the principled BSDF and Ctrl Shift T. So we are going to select all the UV map. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to scroll down. Okay, sorry, that's the wrong one. Yeah, where are you? So, and we select all of them, scroll down to this. So please pay attention here with anything I do. So let's begin. I'm trying to drag it to the side. Okay, so the shader was loading, so it's done, and I can see some transparency here. Though I think this transparency will only work because it is on this material preview, but on cycles it won't be transparent if I'm right. But let's check it out. So going to select the folder and select the 4, that's the diffuse, and open. Yes, so we have this, and female what, metalness. Yep, if I'm right. Non-color, the roughness map, let's select this. Where's roughness? And 1, 2, non-color. So the alpha map here is the opacity, and let's select that too. Come in, scroll down, and 1, 2, sorry, yeah, open. Okay, we're getting there. As you can see, as I applied the opacity, the transparency disappeared. So we are going to fix that, because that's one of the reasons why I said the opacity map might not really matter. So let's go to displacement, and I need to move to displacement. Okay, 1, yeah, sorry, Shift 4, and select this and select non-color. And the last one we have here is the normal map, and here we don't even need the displacement map actually, because I don't think there's anything displaced on this design. normal, and so I'm going to change this to non-color, and we are going to go into cycles because of there's transparency on this design, so we need to focus more on cycles, not on the material preview here. We need to focus on the rendering or render preview. So let me first add lightning to this design. So I'll skip the part of adding lightning. So I've added lightning, so let's check this out on the render and let's see how it looks like. So this is it on cycles, and as you can see, it is not transparent. So let's go and fix that on the shading. So this is it here. So what I'll do is to disconnect the alpha here. Let me drag this. I'm going to disconnect the alpha, which is opacity. I don't need that. Then there will be some changes. So what I'll drag here now is the alpha from the base color to the alpha on the principled BSDF. And as you can see, we have this result, and we have a transparent design. So this is it. Can you see? We are not seeing the transparency properly. Let me just change the color of the background so that you can see it, and let me change it to red so you can see this, or you can see through the design. You can see that you can see through the design. So this is just how to do it. And pay attention also, like I said earlier, if you have top stitches on your design, make sure you export your metalness from CLO3D and apply it on Blender using your shader and the nodes you get. So that's just it. So I don't think you should have any issue with exporting designs from CLO3D to Blender. So thank you for watching this tutorial from Timmy the Creator. Also, you can check out my Jesse mockup on my website. The link is in the description box, or you can also see it below this video in my shop, or on my shop on YouTube. So thank you once again.